I kind of like that look. That way I can see it. But I'm gonna trust you. Why I didn't turn around? Here we go. Okay.
Looks nice.
Yeah.
Like
Step
a
up a bit. Okay, there we go, right there. Two beans. So it's recording, so that's good. I'm start speaking English. There's the man. What's going on, Reverend Taylor?
Yeah, all right.
Okay. What's up with you?
Fine, fine. How you feeling?
How you doing, back there? I'm good. Listen to that. Girl, start speaking, girl. Come on up here in the front so we can have our discussion. We got right here.
And get the
Yeah, please. Please,
You gonna get that?
please.
You start saying, oh.
That motivation.
Oh.
Want that motivation?
Get the bowl, get the bowl.
Oh.
Look real relaxed. Let's Rashad stand out there. What we don't do.
No, that's got it.
Oh, Rashad, I think. Oh, okay. You need to come in. Yeah, what's up?
It's nice.
I don't think, maybe the same part, they does the second one to the left. See the water, that's not. Drag it. Where they come from? So are y'all invited?
Well, no, it's for a job.
Huh?
It's our business, it's for a job.
So that's what I'm saying, it's organized. Have a party.
Only a certain amount of people could go. Cause if everybody went, not everybody will have a job. They'll just be sitting there.
So, what party for?
Miss Mr. Gary's wife.
Well, what is that? What?
It was a whole process.
Like 8 years. Oh. Thank you. Yeah, definitely get more than one. Yeah.
Reverend Taylor, this will be good for you that we don't have too many people here. If you could get it. All right. Where y'all sitting at, Reverend Taylor, over here?
Yeah.
All right. No, got my head. All right, everybody, we always open up with prayer. So we got the Reverend Taylor, so as he sit down, kick us off with the word of God, invite God on in, and then we'll wrap it all. We end at 5, so we are an hour and we about 24 minutes behind. So you wanna open us up?
Oh, wow. Sorry. Oh, that thing. Back. I will, yeah. As it is. Give us this day our daily food. And give us what that is. Give us that what that is. Does not anticipate, but deliver us. For thine is the kingdom, power, and glory. Well, oh, Heavenly Father, I'm saying thank you. So, right there. I don't say that. They find a traveling waste person. That way, about what's the thing. Well, actually feed us here in this place. Give us the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Come together. Give us one another. For vision and say that planet, those that are delivering that this blessing has made the Father, Son, and Amen.
Man. Oh yeah, all right. Y'all know we always start with introduction, so we'll kick off with introduction. We do them a special way though. So my name is Cy Smith. My zip code is 46402. That's downtown Gary, Indiana. And before I leave this earth, I want to see Black people loving each other, supporting each other, doing business with each other while traveling back and forth between here and Africa as if it's not a big deal. Mariah, go ahead.
My name is Mariah Smith.
Can y'all hear her? Yeah.
My name is Mariah Smith. My zip code is 46402 as well. And before I leave this earth, I want to see us coming together as a community, helping each other, loving on each other, and just enjoying life together.
Women.
So I'm Jamaica. The code is 4402 as well. Before I leave this earth, I just want to continue doing what I'm doing and helping women find out who they are as individuals and just individuals in general, living a more creative life opposed to living in a survival state of mind.
I'm Beth Brown. My zip code is 60616. And before I leave this earth, I'm hoping that others can care about that doesn't concern them, so we can all care about each other.
I like the way that sounds. Y'all heard that? That don't concern them to care. All right, who next? Reverend Ted, you want to go?
My name is Reverend William Taylor. My zip code is 60629.
Reverend Taylor.
Oh, I'm sorry. Again, my name is Reverend William Taylor. My zip code is 60629. My ambition and desires before I leave Earth here is to be able to share to those that are dying in the pathway of sin, that they would realize that it's a reality of serving a true and living God, to be vessels that God gets the glory and honor out of. Work collectively together for the goals of growth and development for each other.
Yeah.
Okay. Evening. That is Reverend, though. Aspect of it. You go ahead, Michelle.
Shock. I'm Bishop Peter for zip code 60653. And what I want to see before I die is the cover for the White Sox in the World Series. I forgot about that when I first sent it.
So if that happened, then you can check out there, because you just say,
Oh,
that's
man.
what happen before you leave. Our new person, how you doing, sir?
All right, my name is John Howard, my zip code is 60639. I'm glad to be here, but I need an earth, and I just lost a sister.
Sorry, did that.
Yeah.
All right, y'all, so let me run down the agenda real quick so y'all will know. We, 3 o'clock, we always open up with prayer. 3:05, we do roll call. 3:10, we get the good news report. What's the good news? 3:15, we do the rule because we started looking at Mississippi back in 2018 because it was the blackest state in America. We wanted to make sure that we was pouring into Mississippi as a rural place. Y'all know the difference between the rural places and urban. You tend to be able to have greenery and breathe that oxygen, whereas up here we in the concrete jungle. Sister Karen, help us out. So we want to talk about the rural report. 3:20, we switch gears and we talk about the violence, shooting and killing. Each of y'all have, sorry, 2 copies. The violence report. That's why we exist. It's because of the shooting and killing. So that's a big deal. 3:30, we talk about missing persons. That's a big deal. Black women are the most missing people in America. So we're going to talk about that. We switch over at 3:40 and we go over the finances. We call it the name your poor. That's buying black, keeping our dollars with black people as much as we can. Taxes, brother Anthony Travis should have been here for that piece. He wanted to see us stop being taxed to death. So this whole thing is get rid of the way they taxing us. And then we switch over at 4 o'clock and talk about education. Governor Charles should be here. Go over the awards. We did put money into 88 and Parnell, $170. He said the young people over there, they had 13 different graduates on that one block. Big victory there. Teachers, Charles is a teacher, so when he get here, that's a shoe-in. We talk about that. 4:20, we go over the report card on our politicians, what you guys think we should be evaluating them under. Sister Madeline Sanders, she's working on clemency. And so she should be, if she might dial in if she's not gonna be here in person, but she want to help our black brothers that's locked up, wrongfully locked up. That's her big piece. So she's hopefully gonna tap in. Voter registration is at 4:30. Open forum is at 4:40. Talk about the G20 at 4:45. At 4:50, we go over Gary, Indiana, and then we close it out. So because we are now at 3:45, we're gonna speed up on some of this stuff. So we should be talking about the economics, but I want to go through the violence first. Sister Karen, you want to do your introduction if you don't mind?
Hi, I'm Karen. And I'm in 60617. And I am a senior, so I'm on the senior call every Friday. And my sister country in Africa is Tanzania. My sister city in America is Kansas City. And I'm so glad to be a part of the group, just helping Black people come together, build strong.
Yeah, I'll see a picture on there. The Kansas City down soon. All right, so let's do this first. The shooting and killing list that you see in front of you, I just typed that in today. I should be typing it in on Mondays because that's safety day. If y'all look at it right now, we got what just hit the news the other day. Y'all see that the 4 people died in a house fire? That was an arson though. That wasn't just a random house fire. And from what Emma Mitch, the alderman, said on record, there was a domestic dispute, and the person made a cocktail bomb, threw it through the window, and yeah, and so 4 people, including a 5-year-old, perished because of someone not being able to control themselves. That emotion. Now, the real sad news on top of that is that Brad Cummings was one of the people that died. So Brad Cummings, if y'all remember, we was on tour in Marshfield. You come on in, man. In March, Brad Cummings is the news reporter, so he was one of the people that died. That was so random because Yeah, Brad, he the reporter of Weekly Times, Austin Weekly out there. And he lived in the building. So that's someone we personally know, been working with him for years on the west side. And so just crazy that he literally do stories all in Austin. Everyone knows. He's a white guy, but everyone knows him. And for him to die, it's like, man, that's totally, not that any death is good, but that's someone that works to help us a lot. Hey, Jackie, come on in. So, so for Brad to pass, we're gonna do something for him because he was for his family, because he was part of helping the 60644 zip code. Then you see on here, 54th and Prairie, a woman, she was just 20 years old. She was shot to death. That happened last night, 9:40. And as you just look through this list, and you see all these are just recent here, but the shooting and killing. And what I always tell people, this is why we started. Killing is acceptable. You gotta stop even the fire death, because that's you not being in control of yourself. Don't do that. Anybody got any thoughts on this? Feedback we can put out there? Okay. So when we talk about
But I will say this too, we live in a time right now that people get meaner and meaner. And there's things that the people are experiencing now. They have no tolerance, they have no endurance, so they get it meaner and meaner. And so we just have to be so mindful of how we address people now, because people just go off. And we have to be so mindful of how you address people.
Yeah,
You really have to stay prayed up.
that's what it is, because humility is the one I know. I was in a situation on the bus with a gentleman, whatever it was, I ended saying, I apologize. That's it. He kept going. And I said, sir, there's nothing more I can do except accept the blame and apologize and hope you receive it. Other people on the bus like, yep, that's right, because now you're going on and on. What more can anyone do?
that's the emotional side.
Right, what he's saying. So if you could stay there though, just stay humble, prayed up, help me stay humble, because it's not me. Anybody know me, it ain't me. No, it's not me.
But that's
No,
it ain't my fault.
trust in the Lord to keep me humble, because
Amen.
it's not me. Yeah. I can't. If people know me, know I wouldn't.
So on this violence piece, and we just had Sheriff, you don't mind, you and Jackie introduce yourselves so everybody know name, zip code, which ones you have before you leave the.
60636.
And what's important to you? Which ones do you have before God call you home before you leave?
We as a nation of people function as an economic nation with our own sovereignty, our own land, our own systems, our own patterns. And I think Africa right now is in the perfect position of being a trendsetter and setting that trend. I'm so proud of Ibrahim and that group that's over there.
They just hit $1 billion in gold.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. And that's another thing, we over here as America better get ready, because all that currency is been transferred. Social Security for the baby boomers, what can we do?
Yes.
That's the thing, we need to be working on a plan right now, because change is here, and we just have to be a part of the change.
Well, we're gonna definitely talk about strategically what we should be doing when it comes to Africa. But Jack, you want to go ahead and your name, zip code, which ones you have before you leave?
Here, zip code 60620. I'm a former teacher, and I guess what I've said before is peace and development. That's where I think right now, but it changes. I think, every time I want to give like different answers, but it's just like right now that peace and development. I just want to see us become better people, be able to be together, work together, and develop our, neighborhoods, our cities, world, just, be more handle one another and look at peace, harmony, do that. That's hard. I said just to make sure we work in peace and harmony. That seems like a hard thing to do, and to get things done, to develop our neighborhoods, the city, just get things going. We have so much anger, mistrust that we can't seem to get a lot of things done. So this peace, can we just have some peace?
All right, Duncan, your name, zip code, which one is you having before you leave, sir?
Well, if I was to say something real quick, I would like to see our people bring their resources home to their own neighborhood and to their own people. Our major problem is we give out our blessings to other cultures and other people, and they profit off of it, and we gain nothing politically or by justice and laws. No, they respect the money rather than respect the people. And they respect the power of unity rather than they respect a divided people, and they try to keep us divided.
Your zip code?
My zip code is 60827. I'm in Riverdale, Illinois.
All right. So and you guys shoot holes through this. I want to, of course, we know everything is spiritual warfare, but in the physical, HSN is what needs to happen for us to turn this around. HSN. That's not Home Shopping Network. HSN is a lifestyle. We have to have a lifestyle quick. And H is for habits. What are our habits? The person who threw that cocktail bomb through that window has some habits. There's some things that he does on a regular basis. It's probably not too far off of what we just saw. And for this to happen, what are our habits? How can we create new habits that's on a constructive end and not on the destructive end? The S is for schedule. 86,400 seconds every day. How do you use your second? How do you use your schedule, your time? Idle time, devil's workshop. So if you're using your seconds just sitting there idle, there's nothing to look at. I'm just talking. Schedule, how you use your time. And especially by young black boys, we got to make sure, because testosterone is in them, that we burn them out as much as we can constructively. They need to be active, not sitting around. They need to be in the trenches, moving, working, doing stuff. And we got a lot of stuff to do, a lot of construction. We're grateful to have our plumbers here. We got a lot of construction that needs to be done, and our testosterone boys should be doing it primarily instead of sitting around and letting other people be in our neighborhood, making money, helping their people out. And the last one is the N, and the N is your network. Who's in your Rolodex? Who can you pick up the phone and call? And a lot of our brothers out here shooting and killing, their network is the same circle of other people who've been exploited as well. So their network is limited. They can't just pick up the phone and tap into someone who will say, I got you, brother. What's up? Let's ride together. So HSN is your lifestyle, how you got a certain amount of habits, schedule, and when we plug this in block by block, now they got layers of support, y'all. Now they don't have to do certain things because they can pick up the phone and dial in the support they need. So keep that in y'all spirit. Everything you're gonna hear us talking about is gonna boil back to your network. When you pick up your phone, who can you call? How many people here got an airplane pilot in your phone? In your network? There we go. Not too many. So please note.
Taking me nowhere.
That's a big deal. So my point is the networking is a big part, and that's what this is about. That's why we do the introduction, so we can get to know each other, because you need to be able to have layers of support. God wants us to back up, not to be out there on your own in the island. So HSN is the key. Who's just going over the violence sheet? That's what we're putting that killer sheet. And habit scheduled network is what we feel the reason we exist is to give people a new set of habits, give people a schedule that will allow them to, even if you're super busy, because Karen can attest to this, we got a system so we don't burn you out, but you can still be connected with your schedule. And then the last thing is your network. Our network is your network. You need something to go support you with the people that's in your arena, and not roll with that. So next, Governor Charles is here. That's our education person. I think we right on time for that, but I want to go through the rural report first. So as y'all heard me say, Mississippi is our blackest state in the union. Like no other state is almost 40% black, except Mississippi. What that means is that's the weakest white state in America. If we almost 40%, that means the whites can't be 70% because we got almost 40 of that. So it's the weakest. And when people think about the history of Mississippi, they say, well, them the worst. And I always go with the small man syndrome. When the short man, he act out so much because he's trying to overcompensate for being short. So that's what the Mississippi white folks are doing. They so worried, man. Too many of them, man. Let's keep our foot on their neck harder. And so that's what we're dealing with. But we hopefully can help black people look at Mississippi different. Some of us was told, get out of here and never come back. But they were speaking at that time because it made sense at that time. But that's the poorest state in the union. That means your dollar goes the furthest than anywhere else in the union. So for us to pour money into Mississippi, it'll go further than it would up here. So just know that. And the real estate is key. So we want to really look at that, trailer homes, things of that nature, because these brothers up here shy, ideally, we'd be able to send them, have deployment locations where they can go. And if we got all these trailers set up, mobile homes set up down there, now they got houses. And that's a big, big part of creating these outlets. They in the oven, y'all. They in the oven. What's the outlet? We'll go open the oven so they can, not, so hot. And it's open forum, y'all, so make sure y'all jump in too. So with Mississippi, the good news is July 12th is the birthday of Mount Bayou. 1862, they took over, they created the town. It's been all black ever since. It is the model for us. Every single mayor has been black in Mount Bayou, Mississippi. And it's only 1,400 people there, so it's a small town, but it's the example of what it looks like for black people to be in control, be self-sufficient and all that stuff. Of course.
My mother lived there for a little while.
In Mount Bayou?
In Mount Bayou. For a little while when she was here.
The movie, what was the movie? They did the movie there. They showed how that's where they went for refuge because it was an all black town. What movie was that? What movie was that? It just came out. Emmett Till movie, I think it was, where they showed that they went there for refuge. So right now they still got houses down there for $18,000, y'all. You're not finding that too many places. So when I say we can buy that joker up, that's high on our agenda in Mississippi. We do have 108 towns in Mississippi that we are actively recruiting and trying to get people involved and actively. So that's the rural report. And I say this on the spiritual side. New York, Chicago, and LA are the biggest metropolitan population. Houston is coming up. But each of those areas is the concrete jungle. Y'all know when it's real hot, you walk in and it's hard to look down. With Mississippi, I really believe all those trees and trees give oxygen, concrete don't, that when we get our brothers out of here on rotation down there, they're going to be able to breathe different. Just because of that part of the trees and atmosphere. And I get it. People say it's nothing to do down there. Well, we go create stuff to do. That's the fix to that. Anybody got anything else on any rural towns? Anybody? Beaufort, China is also our rural towns too, and they right by Myrtle Beach, and it's 99% black. So that's one of the towns we want to support as well. All right, we already did the violence missing persons. The FBI says 37% of all the missing people are black women. Black women. Why y'all think that is? Our sisters be the majority. It's only 100% of 37 is black women. That's what 63% left.
Appropriation factor.
What do you mean?
The black woman. you were helping to sustain and grow our family coast. Yeah. Us.
Anybody else got anything on that?
I had a cousin that was kidnapped years ago, well, about 7 years ago. And she was featured on Big Tunnel 7. They were trying to do a special on why so many blacks have covered up this. And she was one of the women.
What's her name? 'Cause we follow that.
I was like, oh my God.
Well, what's her the details? Like what is coming missing? We track all that.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah. Because the postal worker is still missing. You remember her, Kiara?
Yeah.
Postal worker? She was pregnant.
Yeah, I was trying.
Yeah. And Tianda, the Bradley sisters, that's been 30 years.
Little girl.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sorry, it's Joanna, right.
I don't think I heard that one.
Right, so I haven't had a city bureau thing, and they're also investigating, trying to find out what's happening to so many black girls and women.
Yeah.
So I think because we are so not valued, you know, like we're not looked at as anything important.
Or the opposite. You're
I
too
was just
important.
going to say.
And they know, get the
That
strong
was, I
ones
was
there.
gonna say, that's what they believe
Yeah.
and want us to think.
Yeah.
Because they're devalued, they're being
Yeah.
missing. But they really value you more
Yeah.
because in the procreation factor and having the genocide in many forms and predominantly to our black men, it looks like they're not really focusing on the black women, but they are because they're able to sustain and we can because we have to raise a man when we don't have a man and really can't wholly do a man if you're not a man. So the portion that we do well. And so therefore you are valued because we thought when we got them, it was good enough. And now we see that still didn't work. So now we have to get y'all, but we ain't gonna tell you that the woman.
This element
Well,
to
this
it.
black man is probably kidnapping. My cousin was a lesbian. Just because her sexuality made her a target, but I think it's a lot of black male committing crimes for black women.
But it's a crime, it's in the sense of personal individualness.
Right.
When it's systematic in the genocide, it's purposeful and it's, there's no doubt in my mind, they might have some somewhere else, make them getting financial growth off of
Well,
it.
that's where I wanted to go with that.
You know, down in my mind.
No, that's where I wanted to go. When Epstein was arrested and they found him dead later, we kind of knew where that was going. We knew that was gonna happen. His island, they had concrete trucks moved in, like flew him over there. It was an island. For what? And the belief is they was supposed, huh?
Yeah.
But that's right. But I'm just saying, the thing is, they
Yeah,
believe a lot of you got the women body parts, melanin in your skin is a big part of that. So that's a big part of what I believe too, sex trafficking. So that's what I think. Oh, big time, big time, big time, big time. All right, so, we got economics and then Charles here, he gonna talk about, the education piece. So economically, I just wanna make sure you guys know this. Our philosophy is $1 a month. $4 a year. It's 46 million people here based on 2020 census. They saying about 50 million of us now. So we want to see $50 million a month. High in the sky, dream good. Have a big dream. That's the goal. But by your zip code, we can measure. 60629 zip code has 100,000 people. So 100,000 people, $1 coming in every month. The accountability on that, that's the big thing. Where money going? Valid. If 100,000 zip code want to come to me, $100,000 in your zip code. The dollars in your zip code. That's how we hold that accountability. So we're not debating and arguing over that. That's what keep us right now as big as we are as black people from pulling together money is the lack of trust. So by your zip code, that's where the trust is at. Who in your zip code need winter coats, winter boots? Your dollar stays circulating in the zip code. That's the key. You in Atlanta, same thing. Your dollar stayed 303.14 zip code. 50,000 came in, 50,000 stayed. That's how we get past the distrust. All right, stay in your zip code. That's the key. So we last year, we spent $9,000. 9,000. We raised 800 in donations and $12 donations. That's about 6,000 that my wife and I came out of pocket. And that's typical. We've been doing that for a long time. The key to that though is we operate in what we say on purpose. Okay. And one of the benefits of doing that is it allows us to make certain that when we talk about distrust, you don't have an argument. and Jackie, I don't want to put you on the spot. I want to put you on the spot. Awards. We just met Jackie less than 2 weeks ago at the Alderman's office. She was on fire. I said, yeah, we got to meet that lady. So she's the block club president, 88th and Parnell. She had 13 of our children graduated on her block alone. She said, you know, in so many words, I don't know, man, we need to do something to honor them. We need to make sure they know black people care about that. So altogether, because she had two 12th graders, the 12th graders in our structure is linked to plumbers. So whenever someone tell us the grades they have, we already know who we going to ask because of the structure. We know who we asking to support. So we was able to raise altogether $165 to a stranger. She's a stranger to us. She's not really, she ain't been to summits before and all that stuff. And remember, we asked for $1. $165, 165% higher, right? And this to a stranger. We didn't make her come, she came on her own. She didn't have to come, but she see the value in the whole structure and everything. And so the money Reverend Taylor gave for the 12th graders, that didn't hit our books. That went straight there. So my point when I said we spent, $9,000, we spent way more than that, but the money from the professionals goes straight to the students. So we don't count that money because that went beeline to them. We the trusting factor to make sure, it gets there. But Reverend Taylor put that money into that block. So now she would tell her block club, they need plumbing services. This is where you get it from. You know what I mean? Because of what he does. So that's my point. Even though I don't want people looking at $9,000, y'all ain't nothing. No, it's probably close to $20,000 if you factor in how the award money goes directly to the real people on the ground. And that's how we want it. So that way we're not caught up into that lack of trust. If someone want to question, well, why did 12th grade get? Let me tell you, it's his money. You gonna tell him what to do with his money? Right. So get over it. You know what I mean? So that's the point. But let me stress what's holding us back on the money side, and then we can move on. If we can't, as Black people, agree, and we know there's so many things to disagree on. We under so many attacks, we can find every nick and cranny to disagree on. If we can't agree on 4 quarters, that's what it is. What will we agree? I'm in education, okay, still 4 quarters. I'm in safety, okay, good, 4 quarters. I'm in senior citizen, okay, 4 quarters. In every one of them things, there's a pathway. Friday is Seniors Day. You went to the youth, Saturday's Youth Day. So when we got our people doing the $1, now that same money in your zip code go right back into the students there. But can we trust a single source, in this case, National Block Club University, with your dollar? It's been the toughest fight. And I've been doing this 31 years from November 20th. It's the toughest battle. We had people come in and say, yeah, I can get everybody. They moved to Memphis. They couldn't. They were shocked that they own people when they came to where it's going, all that bad energy that come from it. They would say, I'm done. All right. So my point is, it's really spiritual because people have been burned before, they've been hurt before, lied to. So when you talk about something so small, that ain't gonna do nothing. You get that energy from it. And my philosophy with this whole thing is, you want to so you keep it. If that dollar is that frustrating to you, you hold it. We'll get it later, 5 years from now. That'd be $60 5 years from now, but we'll get it later once you out of that spiritual warfare you in over a dollar. It is the single thing holding us back from the whole, like, who in America can point to where we're pulling together our money at scale? Where is that? The closest was President Obama with $5 piece when he ran for political office. Since then, we haven't had that trust where we are circulating. That was $5. We're saying $1. We kept it $1 recession proof all these years on purpose, because this is a test. It's a test. Each person, when they hear it, whether they take action on it. We ain't gonna beat you up over it. It's token. We got enough people that we'll keep this thing going as long as we can. But I just wanted to put that in our spirit that the biggest battle is trusting of the $1, and it should be flown. We got 6,000 people in our database. We should see $6,000 every month. Got $135 so far. This month.
I want both.
So,
How many of us could admit getting 5 people outside of yourself to do $1 a month? We be responsible, just 5. Commit yourself, say, I'm gonna get 5 people to stay consistent. And they stay consistent with, now, if we reach those 5, then those 5 turn around and they reach 5. Everybody got these 5 people,
I'm an X five.
and then,
X five,
get those.
25 to get 5.
but I'm an X five. Start with asking 5.
Once that, we can do that 5. And we get them to come to the meeting. Then we can tell them, can they get 5? The only way that we're gonna ever grow is to spread the wealth. And the wealth is knowledge. If we know the significance of what we are involved in and share that, I'm committed, I gotta get 5 of my plumbing contractors to stay consistent with the $1 a month.
give us the scripture. Ezra, scripture you came up with for the $1.
If they gonna say yes.
But that might run away from it. But you got the scripture. Ezra 10:4. Ezra 10:4. To be bold and just do it.
Oh, yeah.
You know it, sure.
Yeah.
The scripture, Ezra 10:4, I think it is. Yeah.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah.
Should have wrote that down.
I got it somewhere.
But yeah, it was about being bold about
take action.
take action about what you stand on.
Yeah.
I mean, right now, we're living in a
Is it
period.
10:4? Okay, it's 10. I think it's 10:4. Yeah.
And it's $1, well, how often is it?
Once a month.
$1 a month.
$12.
Well,
And let me say this so people will know. We demonize scheme. Scheme is short for schematic. Your architect, when he builds a house, he has to scheme, which is schematic. He's drawing it out. We got something drawn out, y'all, that every single one of our 20 US cities, 20 zip codes. And so it is a schematic. It is. We drew it out. And inside that zip code, we're doing the inventory to find out who's the retired teacher, who's the adult teachers, who's the young people that want to be teachers. And that is worth us trying to get funding for that. We stay away from grants on purpose. Found which one did it?
After 10:4, want to read it?
Yeah, read the bold one. Yeah, go ahead.
The second part, that's what they call it. Be of good courage and do it. Okay, I'll read the whole thing.
Okay, read it.
Arise, for this matter belongeth unto thee. That means it belongs to you. We also will be with thee, you're not alone. Be of good courage and do it.
We've had people on the same block, y'all, who don't like each other on the same block, but because they doing their dollars and supporting their own money, help their neighbor who they don't like. It was $1, so it's a part of it. It ain't the end all be all. But the point is, it gets us away from whether we atheists, Buddhists, Hindus, whether you are AKA 5'5", no matter what your strength is. $1 surpasses up there. Like it's no matter what. The $1 not gonna stop the eviction. Think you gonna stop the eviction? Hey, I got that $1. Nah, your mortgage, none of that stuff. But look at what that does for Black people when we agree all over Black community.
So we do this, it's okay, because we're doing it, a married couple is one. Uh-huh.
So if we go by that, we'll have to look at 50 million people and see how many are married. So we don't want to do that.
Commit to the dollar,
It's
so
one.
they understand and then break, but it's a household.
Yeah.
And that household may not be eating,
What we,
but
what
they
we,
may be committed to giving.
what we
And
won't
so we
argue
don't-
with them. If that's what they want to do, fine, but just know the structure isn't built around that.
Okay.
Yeah, but if they, I mean, we gonna make somebody give us all your, right.
Separate,
Yeah.
but if, okay,
Yeah.
that, cause I,
Yeah,
okay.
trust me. We help people who never gave a dollar. We're talking 20 years. So yeah, we don't, we ain't gonna stand in the way. Your daughter need a winter coat. We're not gonna say, you ain't donated a dollar, so we ain't buying that winter coat for her. So anyway, I just wanted to emphasize that, y'all, because that's a big, big part of us moving forward as a people. And I had
They send the money to us, they're gonna give like, I guess that's what you're asking. How do
Great
they
question.
collect the money? So
Great
I would
question.
rather say to them, you commit to $12 for the entire year.
It's up to, so let me give you the difference. So the $12 for the year, that's cool. That gives us more upfront money. The challenge with $12 upfront is every month, we want to stay in touch with you so we can do the Wednesday agenda, which is naming 4 Black businesses. So if you did your $12, said, see me next year. Now, we don't know if you naming your 4 Black businesses each month. So by doing the dollar, that's why the dollar is everything now. By doing the dollar, it allows us to stay connected. If we don't stay connected, what happens is someone mom transitions, we not connected. Someone daughter come up missing, we not connected. You get what I'm saying? They ain't thinking about calling you, they're trying to deal with the emergency. But when we call them and say, oh man, this just happened. Now we on the activating to help them on that new work. It happens all the time with us. So we want to keep the relationship every single month on purpose and intention. But some people talk, I'm too busy, I ain't got time for that. Okay, just send us 12, need to talk. But people who just tell us flat out, I don't want to do no money. I'm too busy for that. So we accept, how can we say no? But if they want to know what's really gonna move us forward, it's us being okay with I call it massage, the every month massage. Every month massage. You gotta work that muscle so we can,
You said being in touch with them, is it to the point where they just send you already every month, or if someone set up, make a phone call?
perfect question, perfect question,
Are you turning your dollars?
perfect question. So, right, well, I'm sorry, I didn't answer. So every person doing the $1 a month, they represent an account to us. You're an account now, because we got to remind and stay in touch with you. So we got brothers on our team that we have them as account managers. So you doing your $1 a month allowed us to hire someone because now they got 50 accounts. That's just $50. You get what I'm saying? But if you did your 12 up front, now they ain't got no work to do. But once a year. So if we got 1,000 people doing $1 a month, you definitely got to have an account manager. Now you just put this brother to work who just got out of jail and he can manage it. He's not scheming nobody because we told everyone don't do more than $1. So we know the max that he's going to be bringing in is 1,000. So the question on where to send it to, ideally you send it to the website. That's the safest way. Safest way to the nationalblockclubuniversity.com. Safest way. But in the meantime, I got the Cash App and the Zelle, and it's to the phone number that's on every piece of paper you have there. The 312-405-8844.
And
That's Zelle and Cash App is tied to that phone number right there.
And what was the third way you said?
The website on that, National Block Club University. And some people say, well, they take money out. I would say this, y'all. Don't worry about what they're taking out right now. The goal is to get us moving as a collective. That's the real goal. The utility of the $1,000 is secondary, and we want to get that in every zip code. So that's the first phase, is to get 1,000, which is 50 people in all 20 Black zip codes in Chicago. That's the number, y'all. 50 people in all 20 zip codes. That's the number. Reverend Taylor got the books. You brought the books?
Yeah, I got you.
So here's the key. Once we get this, y'all, we have a city of Chicago infrastructure that we tested. We ain't tested it yet because we ain't passed the test yet. But can we do something in all 26 codes at the same time? That's a test. And so the 50 people doing the $1 each month, that's a test. That's 1,000 people. So if them 50 people in your zip code doing $1, when Cheryl say, I got this event, I want people to come to, oh man, we already talking to 1,000 people, there 50 people in your zip code, we're telling them to come vibe with you. If we not, they did their $12 up front. All right, we got called. Well, I'm busy. No, once we know every month when we talking to you, the rhythm is there. The rhythm is there. They know the first Friday we talking to them, we get it out. So when any one of y'all has something going on, there's a rhythm, there's a communication flow already intact. So that's really what we're building is that methodology so we can know and have a rhythm of how we're going to stay connected with each other. Yeah.
So it's an application. So you can give me 50 papers
Oh.
and I'll go and I'll come back and I have 25 to give to Taylor. Say, he go 25, start calling them every week because I talk to them. They said they're gonna call. So you have to.
Oh, yeah, it's on the website, but I email it to whoever wanted directly, because the website has like 3,000 pages on it. So.
Email it to me.
All right. Gotcha.
And that'll be easier for me, how I communicate, so it'll be a reminder for me.
Flow, yeah. And I would say your messaging, everyone's messaging should be this, when you're talking to anybody about the dollar. The first thing is if they outside the zip codes, that's gonna be a problem. When you're outside the zip codes, that means we don't have no leader to connect you with. So if you call us from the north side, we can't say, oh, your governor up the street, your mayor up the street. We don't have nobody up there. In the 20 zip codes, we got layers of leaders. So your cop breakdown in 60620, we got Pam Dominguez. Your son come up missing, we got, Charles. So the point is, whoever's giving the money, ideally they're in the zip code. That means they got support built in already, guaranteed. The paper, y'all got the paper with the leaders' faces on it. So if they outside the zip code, you got to make sure that they're not expecting what people inside the zip code can expect. Does that make sense? Sure, you asked that question.
So these are the leaders.
Those are the leaders, yeah.
20 zip codes.
Yeah. Those are the governors. I got one right there.
So
right there.
if I get somebody in 60652,
Mhm.
I should be able to get that form and give it to you, and then you give it to the person who works in 60652.
Yeah. What's
So
wrong with
in
that?
reality, no, you saying stay within the zip code, and try not to go outside your. zip
No,
code.
no. I'm sorry. Let me be clear.
Please.
If they up north, we
Why
have
not
no
go?
60622, 606.
They not in our zip code.
They not in the black
Just stay in
Chicago.
this-
They in black
Yeah.
Chicago. That's my
Yeah.
point. So north side, we have no north side. So that's my point. I wasn't meaning outside.
Just
You're
stay in our 20
in black
zip code.
Chicago.
Yeah.
Black Chicago.
Yeah,
All right.
okay.
Cool beans. Excellent. All right. So now education. If you guys in your package there, it shows you kindergarten through 12th grade. I don't think everybody has. Does everybody have this? It say 7-day living habits on it? No. What's happening? All right, so y'all can catch up as soon as we get on there. Charles, you mind coming up? I want to brag about you. So we gonna look at this right here, y'all. This here is inside the 7-day living habits one.
Not,
It's inside this one, y'all.
when you get through.
Yeah, keep bringing them right now.
Right.
All right, so we got it? Somebody made it up there.
Thank you.
All right, so if y'all look at the 7-day living habits front, it say Tuesday is education day, right? Y'all see that? Tuesday is education day. So when you flip it over, that's the details on education right there. It's a education layers of support. This is what it looks like. That's it. Rashad handing them out if y'all don't have it. All right. Okay, so everybody there? This is every grade, y'all. Every grade. Kindergarten, all the way to graduating high school. And what this says is on any block that's in our Black Chicago, remember, everything is inside Black Chicago. We know who we're asking to support those children when it comes to winter coat, winter boots, don't have money for graduation pictures, don't have money for prom, whatever our people need in the zip code, this is the layers of support. I want Governor Charles, school teacher and everything, I want Charles to speak on from your perspective, what this meant. Your daughter been with us forever, like, just give us your testimony.
I mean, it's a good evening and first. Governor Charles, the 60628.
I know, right? See, it's dark yet.
Yes, I believe this is a great tool to have. You know, because it's pretty simplex. We just K through 12, each grade is nailed. I mean, it's super easy, because if you take a look at kindergarten, all we ask to support kindergartens is entertainers, caterers, and veterinarians.
I know, I got that part, yeah, yeah. And the church.
Yeah. I want to talk about the church.
Yeah, your first.
Yeah. Well, we'll start like 8th grade up, right? Is it 8th grade? Lowest.
No, we got
Out
it.
of time. Bill.
Oh, yeah.
Where we start? 8th
14.
grade? 14. Okay, yeah, this is a good tool because, well, we did this back in the day, at least 10 years ago. We used to take the kids from 8th grade through 12. We used to take them our scheduled out of town trips, which happen we leave like on a Friday. So we have a weekend for them to go to different places, whether it's New York, whoever we network with. And they hit the ground. So we got a work, training, and recreation. Same thing as Chicago, same makeup. So we use that model in every state we go. They do the same thing for the same amount of hours. So that completes the whole trip. So from the time we hit the ground there, we already got certain things we doing. We're doing the same thing in every state. So whatever they did in New York, they do in Atlanta. When we take them on a trip to Atlanta. And for my daughter, she got to see things early in different states that other people ain't see. Got to find out how to coordinate her way and talk to people that she normally probably would never talk to. Now she met Dr. Martin Luther King, was he the third? Was that the third?
I think it was the third. Yeah, the third, Dexter. Yeah.
Dexter, yeah, she got a picture with him and everything.
That's in ATL, yeah, Atlanta.
Yeah, we in Atlanta, went to his house, stuff like that. And to me, that was just awesome just seeing it. That's touching something that, that's like a dream.
Give the example of Mike Brown who got killed in St. Louis, what they said.
Mike Brown, as everybody may know, in St. Louis, has got killed by a police officer, right? So we came up there, we took some, it was a scheduled trip, just like I'm saying with what we usually do. Scheduled weekend trip for that month. And we took some Gary kids, Chicago. So the new Black Panther Party was up there because everybody was up there on that corner.
That wasn't them though, yeah. Don't say that wasn't them. It was a local group. It was a local group.
Okay. Yeah, but anyway, so they seen us and, we represent, we walk around Bullhorn talking about the totality of the wrongness of how he was done and stuff like that. So therefore, they recognized us being from Chicago, the Midwest, and Gary. So they looked at us and said, "Who are you guys?" And you guys, why you guys got your own fight with what's going on in Chicago? It was supposed to be the most deadliest city back then. Chicago and Indiana, between them both, they both right by each other. So they say, "You guys got your own problem. What are y'all up here for?" So I had to go in the van, get a flyer, and show them the schedule. We scheduled on time here. This is the time we come. The same day, the day and everything, show them the proof, and then show them we've been coming here for 20 years. going on,
Same month.
same month, we here, so we here with purpose, so we ain't here just because Mike Brown got killed. We here because this is scary.
And he was hostile. Charles buttering it up. He came with aggression because we was on his turf. And his philosophy was, I'm tired of y'all from Chicago popping up. And we went to YouTube. Charles and Ted, we went to YouTube. We typed in St. Louis and it popped up all the years we was in St. Louis.
Oh, wow.
The same month, because it's always September.
So
Shut him
that,
down. Shut him down. He had to just.
so that switched him up real quick. We switched him up real quick. Let me get y'all information. That's what he started asking.
And he's still active with us now. So that's why I want to put him out there. So
it's world changing. It's world changing.
So, nah,
Educational wise, it's world changing.
so I appreciate Governor giving y'all a real glimpse. His daughter is a nurse now. All right. From 13, we got her. She's a nurse now. And she only had both parents in the home her whole years, 27 years of life. So thank you. Can we get Charles a round of applause? Thank you. I want y'all to hit something with me on that. So the point with the education piece is every grade is covered, y'all. So when people talk about where my dollar going, can y'all see how that answers it? Can y'all see? On every block is a K through 12th grade. Every block. Do we know them? And if you meet them, do you have something to say to them? If I see the young man out there, I'm gonna talk to him. I told him I'm gonna recruit him. He don't know what about yet. But if he's 17 years old, that's 11th grade. So I already know if he's 11th grade for real, look who I'm gonna be putting into his life. Y'all see that? Look at 11th grade. Who see it? Y'all see it? He don't even know this, y'all. He out there sitting there. He don't even know what's getting ready to come his way if he open for it. See how that works? Reverend Taylor got electricity. So if my electricity is short, Reverend Taylor got it. So the point is, on our blocks are all these assets. The point is, are we talking to them to find out, are they willing to pull together our money to do good by people? All right, so now, anybody got any thoughts or questions on that? Anybody? Okay. Yes, sir.
Get people who may want to support and be part of the education layers of support. How do we like if I may have some connections with people that I know, if I want them to reach out to you guys and say, yeah, you can put me down as a
Big time.
you know.
Yeah. The beauty, our phone number is on every piece of paper you guys have, right? That's the number one way. And it's directly to me. So you just talk about sign, text, sign. That's exactly what we want everyone to do, honestly. I would say it this way. If we don't connect our people, literally, you could be a gatekeeper. So right now, Reverend Taylor's sitting here, a plumber who puts money into 12th graders. If you know a 12th grader, you don't connect them, you're limiting them from meeting Reverend Taylor. Christian stand-up guy ready to help. So literally, not connecting is gatekeeping our own people. Because there are people like Reverend Taylor, like Charles, like Governor Joe back there. So that's the point is, you see the structure, now let's link and build a structure. I don't know who you know. You know what I mean? So it's going to require everyone adding their people to the mix. And as long as they're in the 20 zip codes, it's love. It's guaranteed support. Y'all see the pictures of the people like that. Yes, sir. Yeah.
You have to reside in the zip code, or can they say they grew up there, or?
Big time. Yes. That's a perfect question. Do they have to live in the zip code? No. The reason I said that about the zip code is their expectation. So if you're in Riverdale, you grew up in Washington Park, cool. I go to Governor Washington Park right there. So Duncan, they go to Governor right there, but you're in Riverdale. So your money is going to support Riverdale. That's where you come from. I mean, it's going to support 60615. But don't get mad if something happened in Riverdale. Man, I thought y'all was going to come out here. No, man, we told you we got leaders in the 20 zip code. We don't have leaders out there. So that's the reason for that. Is people, when they support, they kind of expect. And then if we don't meet the expectations, yeah, speaking adversity.
So what does this feel like if you, there's a couple of things going on in different zip codes, and money is needed from each of those zip codes? How do you accommodate if they're in need of money or some kind of something going on where they need funds? How do you?
Yeah.
how do you give each of those, areas what they need if it's a great need in those areas? And there's not enough money to sustain.
Yeah, I heard the question. So when it's,
Correctly, I don't know.
yeah, when it's a bunch of requests, how do you fulfill all those requests, especially when it's coming from all these areas? Go back zip code again. So, Reverend Taylor is 60629. So his community in 60629 can say, man, why you give money to 60620? You over here with us, why you giving money over that? They could say that, and he could say it's my money. So the point is, everything should be in the zip code first. And if we can't get the need requested or done in the zip code, then we can go outside the zip code. And so, and then the second one is, if none of the zip codes is supporting and that child want to be a nurse, then we go to our nurses network. So y'all see that? So we go to the nurses and say, hey, nurses, can we rally around this one future nurse? So we got two different layers. We can go with the community layer or the professional layer to see what we can do to support. Now, we have about 10 requests right now with people who got requests for money from the system, from the network. And I would say this, none of them are here. And we had to filter out people who are only takers, who are only extractors, because everyone got something going on. So if not done the right way, everyone are constantly drained in the well. And if you go to the bank and withdraw without depositing, it's called robbery. What you gonna say?
This is my brother-in-law, Kevin Jackson. His birthday was yesterday. So what I want him to know, and then just hold us to tag in on.
Yes.
Minnesota, he's in Minnesota. So the same thing we saying here, we already got Minnesota carved out. Same way we got.
So it's the second Friday in particular. So second Friday of each month is St. Paul and the whole Minnesota.
Yeah, so therefore the same piece we got there. So when we come there, it's the same thing with the same makeup here. We already carved that out.
And watch this, Reverend Taylor, being a plumber, he might have his plumbing friend in Minnesota that you don't know, but he know because he in the same profession. So if it's a 12th grader that need in St. Paul, Reverend Taylor called his plumber in St. Paul. Voila. See, networking on steroids, y'all. Everybody got a network. And your phones is your proof. You got 100 contacts in your phone right now. You know what I mean? So how we tie that in? All right. So if you flip that over, it says send $5. Send $5. The purpose of that, the send $5 campaign, is every Wednesday is our economic day, Black Day, boycott day. Every Wednesday is economic. There's only 4 Wednesdays normally each month. So that means at the end of the month, if we can't name 4 Black businesses or risk takers, owners, entrepreneurs, if we can't name 4, that means we ignore minimum stuff. Chinatown, Greektown, Little Italy, they can name 20 each month. We can't name 4.
When you say name,
Yes.
what are we naming?
Who you spent money with.
Okay. Throughout
That you did. Like my wife can't name, she can't name my vote. Right?
And if I spent with 4 in the month,
Yep.
then there's no need to donate $5.
Perfect.
Oh,
Perfect.
I didn't get it.
And it's individual. She was doing 4 a week every Wednesday. So I was like, you doing she's doing 16 a month. But the purpose of this is if you can't name 4. If you can't name 4, we selected 4 businesses for you to go ahead and send $5. And if you can't afford 5, because that's $20, send them $1. That's $4 total. Right, you can read this back. Because here's the key to this, y'all. Money is like blood. And blood is circulating right now in all of us. If the circulation stops, you can die. It's blood clot. So when we don't name our 4, that means you spent a whole 30 days without no Black person benefit, and they got a mortgage, they got overhead, they got staff, they got all this here, and we couldn't get no circulation to them. So this is 48 different business people. Y'all see that? That's 48 people. One of them is sitting here right now on the list. I'm gonna bring up in a minute, but this is So made easy, y'all. It's right there, right now. Cash out right now. Now, some people say, what about mine? Well, I'm not on the list. This is the national list. We want to have this for every zip code. And it'll be your funeral home, your barber, your in your zip code. Right now, this is people from all over. So we don't want to push this. We just push this because we don't have the locals right now. But the goal is that in your zip code is where your support comes from. What do y'all think about that? Kind of. Cool beans. So if y'all have no questions on that, let me bring superstar Cheryl up. Cheryl I put her under funeral home. Y'all see funeral home under September? Raise your hand, Cheryl. There's Cheryl right there, who does obituaries. She's a black business, so we put her in the arena that matches that. Funeral home, the obituaries match, that's her. So in September, if y'all can't name 4, your $5 going right there. And guess what? Cheryl puts money into everything that we do. So your money, when it hits, is circulating. And that's the key with everyone on the list. They're circulating it back. If y'all look, like all restaurants are linked to third grade. So in St. Paul, Minnesota, when you go eat, if that restaurant is helping, they're helping to reduce building the prison for the third grade test scores they use to build prison. So imagine that when all the restaurants on board, you're going to eat and reducing prison. You see how beautiful that once we get the restaurants to see value and supporting third grades all over. All right, so Joe's right there, Joe Painter. Y'all need house painted. That goes Joe right there, raise your hand, Governor Joe. 60615 leader. That's Joe under April. That's his cash shop right there. We want to put yours on here. If you're a business person, got to be a business person. If you got a non-for-profit or a church, you got a separate support system for that. That's not on this. This is economics only. Any questions on that?
I have one question.
Yes.
Is there a way to contact these people to do business with them too?
Yes. Yes. And it's not on there.
Oh.
See, you put me on the spot.
Sorry, bro.
Call me and I link. I don't like it like that, y'all. Trust me, I don't. But for now, call me, and this because if you go on the website, you're gonna get lost. There's each one of these there's a brochure on our website for it. And so you go on there, some people want to be listed, some people won't. So we had their initials and not their phone number. So just call me and I'll get it to you quicker than you trying to find it on the website. Because it's a lot on there. It's 48 pages on the website. So that's a lot. All right. So now, how much time we got? All right. So I want to say this last piece on the teachers. So every profession has to have some teachers. And I think the big thing with our teachers is when they're out of work for 3 months every year, and I get it, a hard line to say they need to save better, but they already don't get paid enough. So on the teacher side, we want to make certain that based on the zip code where the teachers are, that we have layers of support for them, layers, financial layers. And so our big picture vision is from housing standpoint, rental car standpoint, even vacation standpoint, that we broker agreements so that we can say, here's some relief for you before you go back to teaching our babies in September. So that's a big deal for us to take care of our teachers, and every profession has teachers. So we're not discriminating just the teachers, they're part of every profession. Any thoughts on that? We'll move over to the government. All right, so every second Friday of each month is the government report card day. Every second Friday. We got in trouble back in the day doing this because the alderman in Chicago didn't like getting a report card. It hasn't changed. Every second Friday is still report card day. However, if the block isn't as active, we're not going to put ourselves out there and you guys don't even know your name on the block. So we out there telling the alderman here, F, but where they at? Then they hide. Like, wait a minute, you said that? No, what block said? So the report cards still stand, but it should be what the block say. So if it's 18 houses on the block, was the vote 18 to nothing that he got an F? Was it 9 to 9 that he got a D? That way the power is really in you guys in the block and how you're rating or evaluating that offer. And then we also ask for feedback. What's some real examples? Like you call, they hung up on you, you call 3 times, like don't just give them a F, give us reasons, so, because we ultimately want them to do better. Any thoughts on that with the government report card? Laws on the books. So, Madeline Sanders, she was supposed to be here. I thought she was gonna make it tonight. Damn. But Madeline Sanders, she is an Army vet. She's committed to helping the railroading of our Black men primarily, but sisters too, who are sitting in Illinois correctional facilities unjustly. And so she is, she's an Army vet, so she's tactical, and she got a good way of operating, and we want to support her on that. So anyone that's had someone locked up, any issues inside the jail, even if, because y'all know in Illinois, there's 33 prisons, or it was, and almost all of them are in white rural America, rural Illinois. And our people get counted in their census, which is done every 10 years. So if they get counted in that census, the money goes to where the people are, but they back home in Chicago, but the money's still sitting there. And Illinois lottery supports all schools in Illinois, whereas if the lottery stayed in the zip code where it came from, our schools will be overfunded. So we got 2 structural racist practices hurting every single Black person in Chicago, because our lottery money supports Vandalia Centralia, but Vandalia Centralia prisons don't, they get our census money and our boys and girls back up here. So laws on the books, that's one of the things we want to work on changing, because that's is wrong. And now they want immigrants to be able to be counted in the census and vote, which again hurts us, because if you're in jail, you can't vote. Your ancestors from here and you can't vote. So we want to make sure we cover our people first. There's nothing wrong with doing for self. We can't be, if you people of color, that's cool, but we gotta help Black people first, and then Black people help everybody. That's my philosophy. You don't have to adopt that. That's just my way I look at it. Sure, what you gonna say?
I would like for you to connect me with different individuals who want to work on legislation for the census, to present different legislation that can be presented to Springfield. Because I'm gonna be working with another, I think he's a Cook County Commissioner. And for the census of 2030, we're gonna start.
It's time.
We're starting to put some things together where we're gonna be introducing new legislation and beginning to do the census. And I didn't know that the count was going on haywire like that, so that's something we can address right now. So whoever that's part of this group organization.
You got Madeline, you know Madeline already, right? Madeline Sanders, Army vet, yeah, the Navy vet, she did something. So let's start with her. We're gonna have her on Tuesday, next Tuesday, we're gonna have her, so I can link you into that Zoom.
Okay.
With her. And there's some other people too. Anybody else? All right. So the other part is the G20. So anyone heard of the G20? Anyone? It's the global 20 richest economies in the world. And the whole purpose of the G20 is to keep Black people on the bottom. And these are the richest economies in the world. And if they was in here, I would still say that, because how do you say it's not, when the whole reason for them meeting is to boost their economy? France, Germany, Australia. And if their economy is built on taking the raw materials out of Africa, it's saying they disservice if Africa keeps their own resources. They don't want to see that. That's like an Arab corner store don't want to see a Black mom and pop corner store. Why would they? Oh yeah, come be my competition, yeah. Structurally, they don't want to see that because it works against their best interest. So the G20 meeting, unless they're meeting to talk about reparations and then how we share the resources that God put in Africa, what are they meeting about? Like what's there to meet about? So the G20, the reason why this matters, and look what God did for this. Those are 20 countries since 1999. It's 20 Black zip codes in Chicago, y'all. We couldn't make that up. So every zip code in Chicago now monitors one G20 member every month. See how perfectly that matches? So now we can keep an eye on what they're doing, because in the past they've been moving without us even knowing they exist. Mexico, Ford F-150s are made in Mexico. They took them jobs out of Detroit in Michigan and moved them to Mexico. And guess what? They brokered the deal at the G20. America said, yeah, man, I can give you a better deal, bro. Yeah, have a cool when we do it. Next thing you know, Detroit laid off the jobs down there. Look at your Ford F-150 door plate. They say made in Mexico. That's what the G20 for. They broker deals. And we don't even know they exist. So they making deals we don't even know. So now we know because every zip code is monitoring the different G20 countries. We can see. And there's Afros in every one of the countries. Afro-French, Afro-Chinese, Afro-Russian, Afro-Brazilian, Afro-Argentine. So that's what we're connecting with now. It's heavy, y'all. The world benefits on seeing blacks on the bottom, and at every level, they juking us, getting us. So that's a big deal that we monitor in G20 now. Any thoughts on that, anybody? Gary, Indiana. Gary, Indiana. Okay, now we got, yeah, let me do this before we go to Gary, Indiana. Burkina Faso, Mali, and Nigeria has broken away from the European-funded Black coalition called ECOWAS. That was about 14 Black countries in the western part of Africa that France controlled. They used France money called the franc. These three countries said, nope, they broke away. They saying no more. Now they created their own one army, AES army, right? They kicked out France. They took over their mines. Nigeria was getting $1 billion for their uranium a year. They got $300 billion last year. Yeah, that's $1 billion a day France was taking up. That's major. Mali, Burkina Faso just hit $1 billion for their gold alone. Just their gold, not the uranium out of Nigeria. So what's happening is now that they're kicking France out and all the other colonial powers, they're about to have more money. They're gonna be like the Arab states are with oil. That they in trouble now. The Arab states in trouble because of the sun and so they scrambling to replace their riches. But that's how they got filthy rich. Right? So the point is, our brothers in the continent about to have too much. It's coming. It's coming. So we want to be on the front line, whatever your zip code is, linked to the G20, saying, hey, this is what it looks like for us to synchronize. Just like every other person in America, if they got a national, so if the Mexicans get in trouble, they can get in touch with Mexico. Hey, man, America doing me wrong. Hey, President, we don't have that. We just stuck. But with this, we will. Because now Nigeria can say, oh, no more uranium, America, if you don't treat my people right. I want qualified immunity gone from the police, or else we ain't getting no more diamonds. See how Big Brother can do us now? So that's what's coming, which is why we should be encouraged by what they're doing. Now, they tried to kill them 20 times. So we pray that they don't succeed. They want to go back to the way they had.
They were.
Gary, Indiana. So Gary, Indiana, just like I talked about Mississippi, Gary's important because it's a Black city. 83% of the people are Black, and it's right next to Chicago. It was a poor location where you get a house for $500, 3 bedrooms. That's over now. So you can't do that. But I encourage everyone to buy and invest in Gary, Indiana. Buy and invest real estate Gary. We have non-Black people coming over there in droves, buying up this dirt cheap real estate. And their plan is not to assimilate. They coming to take over and dominate. And the way we know that, because they got their all one race construction crews, all one race. No diversity in the workforce, but you in a foreign place. And you hire your own people and you flying a foreign flag in a Black city. Now imagine if Black people did that in the 50s when we moved into white neighborhoods, we would put the red, black, and green on it. Can you imagine what would happen? So it shows you the confidence to come, and in the military, you put your flag up, what you saying? It's mine. Mess with it if you want to. Yeah. Nah, that's what it means. Yeah, when you post your flag, I control this territory. That's So I just don't want us to be sleep thinking it's all kumbaya. The goal is takeover. If it wasn't takeover, they wouldn't say you must learn my language. They're coming to learn your language. If it wasn't takeover, they wouldn't, again, they're hired. I come in the career, hey, let me hire 3 of your brothers to do, they can at least watch the traffic. But when I come with my whole crew, I'm saying, I don't care about you. It's mine. I'm doing this. And we shouldn't be so nice and we like, okay, it's cool. So Gary and Yan is huge. They're gonna put a 300-room hotel, the first in Gary, 300 rooms coming up soon. That's major for Gary, major, right next to Hard Rock Casino along with the convention center. When they put Hard Rock, the property values went up immediately. Every property being sold, they were talking about this close to Hard Rock Casino. And they put the hotel there, it's gonna go up even higher. So get in as soon as you can, because it's only, they finish the hotel, it's gonna be up there.
Are they started? Are they broke around yet?
Yeah, but they gotta get rid of, they got the enemy domain. So we wanna make sure you guys take all this food, we don't wanna take no food back. Just the open session, anybody got anything that we didn't discuss that you wanna discuss? All right, now, if y'all see that paper, did you see the pictures on there? It say A to B, Black People Coordinator. Y'all see what's missing on there? That's June, y'all. So if you don't mind, we want to get a picture with all of us together so we can complete that. Y'all see it? Y'all see it? So yeah, we want to get June on there. And, yeah, so we want to get that completed, and then if rotates starting next month, we're gonna be in North Lawndale in July, and we're gonna keep this ball rolling, bringing our people together and making sure people know what the structure looks like, what the system looks like. All right, so can we take a picture first? All right, you wanna kill it? We'll get the picture. So this is where the lights at. This room, that's kind of dark. Let's take the picture. See, yeah, see what happens. Okay, good. Yeah, let's get the picture. So we good, y'all. The camera person gonna be here, so we can line up this way, y'all. And I know it's hot, so we'll get it done quick. We can. Yeah. Ladies, y'all, you ready? If you I saw people in the back with I told people, come on.
Come on, boy.